It's nice to have a Q&A where Terminator NJ doesn't come in and try and fuck with me and fuck with you guys as well. So instead of Terminator NJ, we have the much preferable NJ here.
What's up?
And as usual, Mr. Parkin, and as always, we are the British Fist.
Coaching.
Bringing you Q&A 172, where we take this 20 minutes of the time of our day and your day to answer some of the questions that you've asked us, and just to generally keep up the interaction between us and yourselves. It's thanks to you that why we have 3,700 odd subscribers.
And this is what I like, the British Fist back together to do a entertaining video, not a rant video, which I used to enjoy doing. Something to hopefully bring you guys more involved with us, so please continue to sending in your many, many questions. In
the comment section below, I cannot stress that further. Comment section below is the best place to get my attention so I can put the questions on our list. And stop. What the fuck are you doing?
What, you do that with your finger?
Brain tumour or something. I don't know what you've got. Jersey12361. Do you watch In the Rope Show? Simple answer to that is I don't really watch many YouTube videos anymore. I just don't. I don't really pay too much attention to wrestling. I'll watch people like Fool Killer and Off the Rope Show, possibly the Lex Man. But that's really about it. I do listen to the Don Tony and Kevin Castle weekly podcast. I also listen to the Solo Monster, and I listen to Chris Jericho's podcast, Vince Russo's podcast, and other wrestlers' podcasts. That's really all I do with regards to wrestling anymore.
Over the years since we started producing these videos, the amount of wrestling shooters has died down, and it's not as fun. I'm glad to see new people coming in, like In the Rope Show. They are expanding their amount of videos. I do take the time to watch some of their videos. It's just a shame that over a period of time, our viewership of the video makers out there has become less and less.
And at least In the Rope Show are trying to do some different stuff and are trying to make themselves a little bit different from other shooters.
Apart from their name.
Apart from their name, yeah, which is a very... Although they did get permission off Mr. Schleg Daddy to use it, so I can't... But no, I mean, I just want to take this time to say that it's very hard for YouTube channels to grow now. I think we were one of the lucky people that got in there just before YouTube changed their formatting, etc. I think it's got to a point now on YouTube where, and I know the Schleg Daddy will agree with me on this because I've spoken to him about this before, where the layout of YouTube, instead of going straight to my subscriptions, it goes to what to watch, which means that it will recommend bigger YouTubers to you and they will get more viewership, and smaller YouTubers, even like us, and smaller shooters in the wider VC, such as In the Rope Show, who don't have 1,000 subscribers yet, etc. At least with the last time I looked at the channel, they didn't. Are just not able to get viewership because people can't see their channel because of the way YouTube is laid out. And that really pisses me off because if it wasn't for, how do people get their break on YouTube if they're not already a big channel and already have a big audience?
And that's a true thing, because yes, YouTube offers the way of earning money through their website, but until YouTube go back to the way they did, where everyone gets a chance, it works fair to everyone's advantage. I know you can just click one thing, you're at the subscriber list, but it's what it should start on that gives people that boost and chance. Sad.
Indeed, and I must admit, I think we're quite lucky to be where we are. So I must admit, I do think there is an element of luck in it as well. And there ends my rant on YouTube. So In the Rope Show, go check them out, please do. Will Roman Reigns and The Rock feud? No, I don't really think that Roman Reigns is on the level for The Rock yet. I don't really think there's much point. They are cousins, but I think if you're going to bring in The Rock, you need to have him have a big match against someone. You can't have him really feud with Roman Reigns at this point in time. Maybe next year, just not right now.
I think with the answer to your question is, yes, there's the family thing, but the WWE don't always look at the family thing some of the time. I think for this to be a big match, and with the push that Reigns is getting, I don't see, unless The Rock doesn't want to come back, I don't see why the WWE would not eventually, if they could find who's going to be the face, who's going to be the heel, to make this match work.
Beyonce fan. That's the name of the person. Beyonce fan. Let's just hope this is a female. Do you think Triple H and Randy Orton will turn on Seth Rollins after he wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship? I hope they don't do another Evolution knockoff with Seth Rollins, but I guess if they wanted to turn him face, which I think would be better for Seth Rollins, judging by his style, then maybe they could do that, I guess.
I look at Seth Rollins, and yes, he's playing the heel against Dean Ambrose, but I can see Seth, with the way he used to be before he joined Evolution or the Authority, I could see him wanting to part ways from Evolution.
It's an interesting scenario which could definitely play out, just not right now. Probably once Brock Lesnar has left and they've given the title to, let's say, a Roman Reigns, then they could do that. Jack Johnson, do either of you find it annoying when the WWE crowds chant, "This is awesome," for any match that goes over 10 minutes that has a bunch of near falls and false finishes? Oh, fucking yes. Anyone does a suicide dive in WWE, it's "This is awesome." Even in TNA, you can have a bunch of fucking ECW guys go out there and fight, and you can get "This is awesome" chants after 5 minutes.
Okay, Dan, I'll stop chanting it. Gosh, give it a break.
I'm just saying.
I don't really do it though. But yes, there's many chants that go on within WWE that I disagree with. But for this particular one, you could have a Divas match, and I'm not taking anything away from AJ, other
Page, yeah.
Incoming. They're good, but I'm sure you'll get chances to Rosa if she did a move in a few-minute match. The chant is being overused and taken away from the actual awesome stuff.
Yeah, so it's like you get a match, and now it's like WWE's crowd standards have dropped so much. It's like the crowd standards have gone from there to there, and that's not necessarily a good thing. It's all right on a show like NXT, where I think the wrestling is actually a little bit, faster paced because they can do that, because they can take more risks and everything.
So much on Raw, it was brilliant.
Oh, you like that match, did you?
Yes, it was absolutely brilliant. Match of the night.
Match is awesome. This is not even for that. I'm sorry. Playlist Maker SG. Do you think WWE should let the Great Khali go?
He cannot wrestle, and somehow he dodged the bullet from getting released. Don't stop bringing up the fact that he's good in other cultures and stuff. The fact is, you're paying this guy during the Raw and SmackDown time to do nothing.
Well, he is good in other cultures, NJ. Just saying. From a business standpoint, I'm just joshing you. Should the WWE announce every pay-per-view match beforehand instead of keeping it a secret till the pay-per-view, for example, all of Adam Rose's matches? Yes. I mean, I'm all for surprises on pay-per-views, but at least you've got to make sure that people know exactly what they're paying for. But WWE will probably get a lot lazier now that they're running the WWE Network, and they've got pay-per-views now for $9.99 pretty much essentially every month. As soon as they get that $9.99 from that person, why would they put in all the effort they used to do to try and get a $50 or $60 per person ratio?
The network is obviously going to be playing, well, even that's not really playing to the WWE's hands that well. But one thing they used to do, which I really wish they'd bring back, yes, book as much of the card as you can, but on the pay-per-view, have a backstage segment where somehow a match gets built up. Someone asks for a match. Triple H put someone in a match. I miss those times.
Or maybe do it in the pre-show, I don't know. If WWE make a Rebel versus Authority feud with Triple H, like an Austin and McMahon feud, who would you have Triple H feud with? Probably Roman Reigns, just because I think if there's one person that could benefit from this, that I know WWE are going to put a lot of stock in, it would be Roman Reigns. But Daniel Bryan did it quite well. I think Dean Ambrose has done it quite well. There are a couple of characters there that I think could do it quite well. You could maybe even have Bray Wyatt, turn face and do that.
Even though I've said this multiple times before, I'm going to use it for this question. I think for my possible WrestleMania match to have this happen is Team Vince, Team Triple H. Triple H wrestles someone on part Vince's side, and I think Vince would of course go with either Roman Reigns or John Cena.
Well, yep, they're the two main cash cows now for WWE, I think.
Yep.
Joey Tilson, are you part of the Barrett Barrage? We are always part of the Barrett Barrage because we secretly wish that you'd be the first British WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Just saying.
Nothing takes me away from, not just because the British thing. I don't hear you Americans saying, you support because he's British. Because the thing is, Barrett has great mic skills, he has wrestling skills, and he has a character, even before Bad News Barrett, that was brilliant, and I could have seen much higher from him. So, yes, right now, I'm in the Barrett Barrage.
Is it bad that I said that and I'm also wearing an American flag on my shirt?
Get out.
No, it's my bedroom. You can get out. MDDM. What do you think of this new nation that seems to be forming? I just think it's lazy booking, throwing all the black guys together. I seem to think Titus will join somewhat next week, or what do you think? Again, in the last Q&A, I just said it was meh. I didn't really care about it all that much. It's not me being racist or anything. It's just when I heard that they were just doing this faction, etc., I just didn't care. You know, it takes a lot for me to care about WWE nowadays, if I'm honest.
I do want a mid-card faction to bring mid-carders up instead of just main eventers. Do it to the mid-carders. But that one, sorry, no.
Should the WWE be careful with Reigns? I'm a huge fan, but the way they have him in matches is the same sequence is starting to annoy other fans who are never pleased. Also, is his mic work that bad? I think it's pretty okay and people nitpick too much. Well, I mean, you give your... I know you've got some strong opinions on this, which I think would resonate with a lot of fans, so if you go.
Okay, thank you. I do really want to see Reigns continue to grow because John Cena, with this injury thing that's going around, or John Cena getting to the age where they're going to run out of ideas for him, we're going to need someone to possibly be up there to take John Cena's spot. Roman Reigns could quite easily be it, but I do agree his mic skills are not that bad. People complain, but maybe he should not do the longest of promos. And second thing is, yes, I think his booking about a few weeks ago was too powerful for a guy who you can lose matches, you can lose to the Evolution, you can lose to Triple H Orton, which he's gone on to do, which is good for the future Roman Reigns.
I mean, I don't want this guy to turn into Sheamus. Do you remember when Sheamus became champion was thinking, oh, new babyface on the scene, and then all of a sudden he won every match clean and was in the main event all the time on SmackDown. It was just like, oh, well, we can't get behind this guy anymore. So I do hope they don't do that. But at the same time, you need to make babyfaces look vulnerable at some point. I understand why WWE want to book him, make him look strong because they want him to appeal to casual fans, blah, 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 and all that. But to get him over, you do also need to make him seem a little bit vulnerable. As for his promos, you know, he has a specific way of talking. It's not necessarily the best promos, but the bottom line is he gets his message across and women jizz with themselves whenever they hear him on the mic. And that's really all that matters in the WWE. Women and kids. John Cena for one, Roman Reigns for the other. Just saying. It's a bit like here at the British Fist. We have NJ for the ladies, and me for all those hardcore fans that, you know, just love wrestling talk. Just saying. It's how things work. Mr. Parkin. Will Manchester United do well with Louis Van Gaal's 3-5-2 formation? They beat LA Galaxy 7-0, but that's just a friendly. Maybe with a centre-back and centre midfield, could they challenge for the league again? I must admit, despite them looking very good in pre-season, I didn't think United's defence was good enough to pass the ball around in a 3-5-2 formation, so I really didn't think it would be that good. And my thoughts were of course, you know, it was shown in the first 2 or 3 matches of the season that we couldn't work a 3-5-2 formation with the defence that we had, which is the rock foundation of that formation. I've got some pretty good players in their team now for the transfer window. I do, however, think they should have signed another centre-back and potentially a better central midfielder. But we've beaten QPR 4-0, got our first win on the board, got our team together now. People are coming back from injury, so hopefully things will look out for the better in this next month or 2. Laryl Lewis, with a bunch of fucking questions here. Do you think the Bella twins are overrated or underrated? I don't really think they're either. I mean, they're not necessarily overrated, and they're not really underrated. I don't know. I don't really have too much opinion about the Bella twins, if I'm honest. I mean, they're twins. I get it. They're on Total Divas. I get it. But I've never really been massive on those two, if I'm honest.
Stupid breast implant. That twin magic thing was quite enjoyable. You know how they used to quick switch and, you know, win matches. Out of the two, though, I do prefer Nikki on the mic. But as a whole, I think they've almost not ran their course in the WWE, but no one's really caring for them.
Would you enjoy a heel Nikki Bella versus AJ Lee feud if Nikki Bella joined the Authority after turning on her sister? I mean, when they finish with Paige and AJ Lee, where are they going to go? I mean, you've given all this TV time to Brie Bella and Nikki Bella, so you'd probably have to put Nikki Bella in the feud with AJ Lee, wouldn't you? I mean, who else do you put in there? What other divas have made major TV time lately?
It's a real shame how the likes of like Natalia and possible NXT stars are going to come in. They'll get heavily strong booking. It's the same old thing. I do think, forget about joining the authority thing. I think the authority thing's going to die down eventually and not be shoved so much into storyline. But I think, yes, they'll eventually go towards the championship to hopefully give us new matches.
Did you hear that Nikki Bella had a nip slip on Raw? Yes, and I immediately went to the internet to find it and was disappointed. I'd rather Brie had a nip slip. I just prefer Brie's breasts to Nikki Bella's breasts. So I'm just saying. I'll move on. Do you think the Bellas have improved since that? Were you imagining the nip slip there when you did that? You kind of had your nip slip face when you. Do you think the Bellas have improved since their return last year? I think Brie made a concerted effort to improve her in-ring skill, and she did. I think when she returns, but I think in the mic skills department, Brie Bella isn't a terrible actress, sorry, and Nikki Bella has sort of outshone her in a way, from what I've heard.
Like I said, I think maybe they've improved. I've just not heavily noticed, but I will say this: the breast implants took away the twin magic they had going for them, which made them stand out and possibly good heels when they had that in their hand, but no.
Which match at WrestleMania would benefit Roman Reigns more? A. Winning the titles from Brock Lesnar. B. Beating John Cena clean. C. Beating The Rock clean. Or D. Winning a triple threat match against Rollins and Ambrose. Well, it ain't D. No way. I mean,
I've got it.
I would say beating John Cena clean, because that is something that no one can ever do, apart from like The Rock and Brock Lesnar. But you look at the way they built Brock Lesnar. He's destroyed Big Show. He's defeated The Streak. He's destroyed John Cena. We'll probably destroy him again at Night of Champions. And destroy a couple more opponents thrown at him, which will probably be involving Big Show, maybe Batista. So you're going to be building up a massive monster in Brock Lesnar, who's defeated Cena in pretty much a squash match. So if you have Roman Reigns beat him, I think that's probably the strongest way possible you can put Roman Reigns over. But beating someone like John Cena clean would be a good way of also putting him over, saying, right, I'm the top guy in the company. You know, he's the top guy in the company, but I can beat this guy. I'm better than him.
My answer is completely different. I think, to be honest, defeating John Cena clean, Daniel Bryan did it once, and he got bad luck and got injured a couple of months later. When it comes to Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate, the one that the WWE are praising to bring them ratings, the one that praises to give them the big pay-per-view main event matches. Brock Lesnar, maybe another year, because he's the one who's given the WWE, right now, more than John Cena is, I'm going to say. So I'd say beating the big guy, the biggest, baddest heel you've got, is going to give Roman Reigns his push more than John Cena.
Top heel in the company, Brock Lesnar definitely making the top face. It's generally how it should work. Howard Starr. Which All-American past or present could beat Rusev? Kurt Angle, Sergeant Slaughter, Hulk Hogan, or the 1993 Luger? Angle and Hogan would beat Rusev. Sergeant Slaughter back in the day would probably beat Rusev and probably join him or something. I don't know.
Hogan will have to beat him, so I'm going to go with Kurt
Angle. The 299. Have you seen any of the in-the-ring videos done by guys like Al Snow, Nash, Goldust, and Finlay? RF Video 1 has a few worth a look. I have not. I do watch shoot interviews. I however, have not seen any of the in-the-ring with videos, unfortunately.
It rings in my head, but I'm going to say no.
Robert Hernandez. With the WWE heavyweights being unified, should there be a new main title for younger talents? No. I mean, they've got the NXT Championship there, so I don't really see the point. If they showcase the NXT Championship, which they have done on Raw and SmackDown, that could be a belt that the new guys could go after.
That is clearly it. I've said that. Well, many people have said this. I'm not going to take all the credit. Many people have said that the mid-card championships, because the feuds are boring, because we need to get more emphasis on the mid-card, combining both championships to make one brand new belt, which is going to stand out over what they are right now, I think will give the mid-card something more special. Because the last special thing that happened to the mid-card was Cody Rhodes bringing the old Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, what a moment that was. I'll never, ever forget that moment as long as I live. It was I believe it was Hell in a Cell 2011 when they did that, and that was fucking awesome. And that is the final question we will answer on this Q&A. Laurel Lewis, you had some more questions in there, but we're going to save them for the next Q&A, as we didn't want to answer them all in one Q&A, brother. We wanted to give you 2 Q&As worth of questions because we're good people. Anyway, some more questions. If you want to put them, please put them in the comment section, as that is the best place for you to get your questions seen by us.
You know what? This is very depressing.
Why?
I know the camera's still going, but that's the end of another Q&A. You know what, people? It's not... We don't suck because we're coming to the end of a video. It's you guys not sending in more questions. So to get out of the suck phase you're going through, continue sending more questions in the description, comment section below. And from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy the rest of your week. And as always, goodbye.